Well, guys, what an intro to the 2020 garden tour series here at HOA. I did not think that this is what I was going to be starting with. Last night it was 26 degrees here. So you're at that 1870s Homestead. I'm Rachel, and thank you guys for watching and joining. If you're not subscribed to us, I'd invite you to go ahead and subscribe because this is going to be an awesome season. We're going to be bringing you monthly updates every single month through the HOA garden tour series. My husband Todd is the infrastructure man behind the and the cameraman today behind the camera, and but I manage the garden, so I'm just gonna share with you what we're starting with. So first, let me just give you an overview of our garden. It's a 40 by 40 garden, and I have 8 raised beds behind me, 4 in-ground beds that wrap around the garden. This is the north facing wall, west, south, east. And then we have a little seating area behind the cameraman here. So I thought I would just take you around and show you what I'm growing in each bed and why I've chosen the style of gardening that I've chosen. So as I mentioned last night, it got down to 26 degrees. When I woke up this morning, it was 20 degrees with the wind chill. And you're gonna see that some of my cabbage, this row is all cabbage here, is a little sad. It's not damaged by any means. Maybe it's just some, they weren't happy about the situation. This bed did not get covered. I've got spinach in the middle here, lots of spinach. It all still looks fine. And my broccoli looks phenomenal. Did you know broccoli can handle down to 18 degrees? I was surprised when I found that out myself. But anyway, this whole bed is one of my in-ground beds that I originally started purely roothed out for the last 2 years. This year, I did a huge amendment with compost, additional amendments, and some peat moss, just to bring in some more nutrients to the soil. All right, now at the end of that bed and down the west way, let's talk about what we're growing. I have some broccolini here. It looks like I did lose a couple, and kale all in this bed. So broccolini and kale, and then look at that garlic. I don't know, I can't remember exactly how many we planted, but a good hearty amount of garlic, but nothing's planted in this back row yet. I'm expecting to plant tomatoes here as soon as I can. So we do vertical gardening too. It takes advantage of my demand for space in the garden. And so nothing's growing on this yet, but the intention is to plant pole beans on this, and it's going to be just luscious and gorgeous. So I can't wait to share that with you here in a couple months. But we're gonna head down now the south wall, and I'll tell you what's growing in those beds. So last night I did have to come out here and cover this bed. So let me show you what we got. All my peas are under here. And I really should think about pulling these off. They should be fine without the leaves now. So peas, and then I have all my beets down here. And they do look like they suffered a little, they didn't like not being covered, I should say. But they're gonna be fine, they'll bounce back okay. And that is beets down one whole row, peas down the other whole row. Behind the beets to come is I'm going to be planting some not pole beans, but bush beans. I'm really excited this year. I'm growing black beans for the first time. So that's gonna be fun. Oh no! I forgot to protect my morning glory. I don't think it made it. Sorry, little guy. What I have back here, we're about to head down the east wall now. And I have all my Brussels sprouts growing around this trellis. My intention was to have some flowering, really pretty, just insect pollinator attractors on this trellis. So if this morning glory doesn't make it, I'm gonna have to go pick up something else. And let's talk about now what's running down the wall. So under this lovely pile of leaves are my potatoes. They're seed potatoes that we actually grew last year that were left over from the season, and they're all Kennebecks. So Kennebecks here. If I move this back, I've got my 3 rows of salad greens. This is a mixed salad green, butter crunch, and an iceberg lettuce. That did not get covered last year and it suffered no damage. It did really well. So I'm happy about that. So all 6 of these raised beds, these 3 in the front and the 3 behind me, are almost identical. It's onions down the sides, carrots in the middle. So yeah, I forgot to mention, we're growing primarily a staples garden. I don't experiment a whole lot in my garden anyway, but after what this last year taught us, if anything, it's that I need to put up what my family eats the most of. So I'm less reliant than ever on the commercial food industry. So I'm going to show you how my carrots and onions are looking. So I did get out here last night as well and just protect around the base of the onions. I'm growing red wing onions, sterling onions, and copra onions. All good storage onions. And then look at all these baby carrots, just tons of carrots popping up everywhere. I'm super happy about that. I was freaking out, to be honest with you. They took 28 days to germinate, a really long time. But I'm happy because I know that they're all coming up. I've never struggled with carrots here. We've had really good luck, so I feel confident that I'm gonna get a great carrot harvest this year. Now we're gonna look at these 2 beds together, guys. I haven't looked at them myself. They are my pride and joy, my strawberry beds. So I got out here last night, threw a big blanket of leaves on top, and then Pokemon hopefully helped save the day. They were all in bloom. So let's just look and see if we can find some of my, oh, looky there. Some of my blossoms made it, yay. So what I'm gonna do, probably tomorrow, I'm gonna have a break in the weather and then it's gonna start raining. I'm gonna get out here, uncover these, and let them have their airflow back. One thing about strawberries that I've learned just in the short few seasons growing them is they love heavy spring rains, and we've had a really dry spring. So I've gotten out here probably twice a week and really soaked these strawberry beds, and the blossoms look wonderful. Lastly, I always carry 3 flower pots in my garden. 3 of them are big oak half barrels like this, and 1 is just an old fire ring. And I tried for a long time growing herbs in these. As you can see, there's sage growing right here. But what I found brings me the most joy is having flowers in my garden. So last year I really focused down hard on getting perennial flowers that would reseed to grow in my garden. And I have borage and poppies reseeding this year, which I'm really happy about. This year I added echinacea and daisies. I believe this is the daisy. And I'm gonna try to grow some fun vining things on this trellis as well. So, guys, that is our May intro into the 2020 Garden Tour series. I wish I was showing you this, and these are my big ones. Yay! Look at that sucker, like my whole hand size. And I've got some, guys, in the bed that are even bigger than this. Or I wish I was showing you this. Honestly, guys, why I'm so excited is sweet potatoes are my absolute favorite vegetable. And when I learned that I could grow them up here in Michigan by accident last year, oh, it's like Christmas. Oh, so happy. Yay. Oh my God. Come to mama. But guys, stay tuned here because I am going to be able to show you guys those things over the next couple months. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see where we started, all the struggles we had as gardeners, and what we were able to overcome and accomplish by the end of the season. Happy gardening where you are, and if you're not gardening, I encourage you to grow something, whatever it is. It's such a joy. Talk to you guys later, and hey, don't forget to subscribe and hang in here with us and see what we've got. We've got all kinds of things going on the farm. Pigs are coming, chickens, babies are hatching. Love you guys. Take care.